Hello, fire signs. This is your Gemini full moon 2019 reading. Um, it's needed. 12/12 is the day it goes down. I'm on the eastern coast of the United States, and the full moon will be exact at 12:12 a.m. That's a portal if you've never seen such. And I feel like us on the East Coast, we're a little special this time around. So, it's our time, East Coast. Okay. But yeah, it's a special time. This Gemini full moon is bringing things to light as all full moons do. You will have revelations or you'll take things into a new chapter. You'll be more public and open with things. But the Gemini energy gives us a light-hearted kind of way of receiving things. So if something comes up that you don't necessarily agree with or you don't feel comfortable with, or that doesn't rub you the right way, you will be able to accept it in a much more cordial, breezy kind of way. And we have Venus conjuncting Pluto and Saturn. Those are really heavy, intense energies. So things concerning our love lives or our financial lives, even our own looks, we can have some things that it can be kind of shaken up there. But the Gemini full moon energy just is just like whatever. You may almost take it as a joke. Some people will. Others, it just gives you the opportunity to take things more lightly no matter how heavy it is, because Pluto and Saturn are both very heavy energies. So I'm going to start with Leo. I guess I'll go ahead and put like 2 minutes. Pretty much all of them start in at 2 minutes. So we're going to get these messages for Leo at the Gemini full moon. Gemini full moon for Leo. Gemini full moon for Leo. Okay, we have the King of Staffs. That's you. That's you, Leo. That fiery lion, that is you. King of Staffs and the Seven of Coins. You want to do big things. You want to do big things. You want to make great strides. You want things to move along in a powerful way at the Gemini full moon. We have the Six of Coins coming out here because I almost felt like an overbearing energy. hmm I think this is what it was. Somewhere you don't feel like you've been getting equally what you give. Leo, you put in that work. You definitely put in that work in the relationship, but on the other side is someone who doesn't give as much. It may be the more feminine energy. Um, yeah, I read for the divine feminine, but here's the thing: you can be more feminine within yourself. I identify with that. I am more feminine within myself, but in connection to someone else, you can actually be the more masculine energy. And that just means that you have a man who doesn't show much action. Unfortunately, I feel like in this reading, the feminine is the one who actually puts in the most action and also who has the vision. The male is somewhat of a person who relies on their looks to get them past because I don't think that they feel like they have anything else. Usually, the queen of staffs by herself, she's like top dog, bad bitch, and all of that. But when it's coupled with the Five of Cups, I feel like someone uses their looks because they think that is all that they have. Or they have looks that they find a problem with themselves. They don't feel like they would compare to you, Leo. They don't feel like you all would be equally yoked. They feel that you would, be the more attractive party in the relationship. Shallow much, but Leo can be shallow much. I don't feel like it's, you being shallow, but this is a concern that the person has that you may not have never have ever you may not have ever known that they had this concern about you being the more attractive party, you outshining them. And that's a real thing. Leos do not like to be outshined. I'm a Leo moon. So usually I just have like really strong reactions and emotions. I don't have that big of an ego, that big of an ego. But a lot of people have a problem with being outshined in a relationship. Okay, so we have justice here, which is a solution happening, and then we have the world, which is the ending of a cycle. I mean, you've been around with this person, and the fixed energies are here. So Leo, you are present. Also, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus are present here. So if you've been dealing with somebody who's been a little bit stubborn in terms of showing emotion or investing fully, giving back to you what you give to them in the relationship, I do see some justice and some balance happening here. The closing out of a cycle means that that part of the relationship is over. Whether that means you going into a new chapter with this person or you leaving that person and going with someone else. Ooh. Okay. See, here's the thing about these cards here. This one I've been looking at. I actually don't look at the cards before I do the reading, but I did peep at this one before I started. And it says figure shit out on your own. And then it just has a thunder or a lightning sign here. So I feel like you would be looking for like signs, and you're in places like this looking for some type of answer about what should happen. But you're looking for a sudden shakeup. You're looking for something that is unmistakable in terms of being a hint to you that whether you should let this person go or stick it in there and wait for the next cycle. I didn't want to really go with that card at first, so I'm looking at this one and it says forgive, let that go. Shame, regret, and guilt, those are just bull. So those two do apply for you, Leo, because I didn't want to pull that one, but it just so happened that I ended up doing it. And then the second one, which I would have pulled because I don't like to look at cards before I actually deal them, is the one about letting things go. Now it says to let shame, regret, and guilt go. So I do feel an energy here, especially for a feminine, where society tells you if you are the more masculine in your relationship that you should be ashamed of yourself. You don't chase no man, you don't run after no man. So you may feel shame about being the masculine energy in the relationship, even though you may be feminine just on your own. You may identify more with feminine energy on your own. Well, it balances you out to be the masculine in your relationship. So it actually brings you balance to do that. Because by yourself, you're feminine. In a partnership, you're masculine. That's still allowing you to feel a sense of balance within yourself. And that's the most important thing that we have here. That ace of cups, this is a feeling or the emotional energy within yourself. And then you have two scales here. You have it on justice and on the pentacles. You get what I'm saying? And you do have the six of pentacles here twice showing up in your reading. So it is about self-worth, self-value. These things are coming up in your reading, Leo. I don't feel like you have to really base how you feel on the world. The world will have an opinion, but with fixed signs do pretty good with, making their own decisions, which is, what did it say? Yeah, figure out on your own. Absolutely for you, Leo. You have to figure it out on your own. And sometimes you need that direct message from, spirit. Sometimes you need things to completely collapse, or you need that tower moment sometimes to really understand what it is that you need to do, because sometimes you get a little mixed up, you get a little confused. Society is telling you this, the way you were raised is telling you that, your intuition is telling you something else. It can be confusing sometimes. So, you can find yourself in this kind of energy, not really knowing whether to go forward, move on, continue to pursue this person or what. But I really do feel this energy of that equal, reciprocity in the balance happening with the love. I feel it happening. I do feel like you will enter a new cycle where you will have that balance. And it starts with balance within yourself and recognizing that it's okay sometimes to be the masculine in a relationship, because you just on your own, you absolutely can still identify as a feminine and be the more assertive energy in a relationship. That's just you, Leo. That's just who you are. You feel what I'm saying? That's just Leo energy. You the top dog. You the big dog in terms of energy, especially in relationships. You are very assertive about what you want. You don't really take no shorts, and I don't blame you about what you want. And in this relationship, I don't necessarily feel like you took shorts. It's more of you didn't realize that, yeah, by himself, your masculine may be a man's man. But in relation to you, it's almost like he bows. You feel what I'm saying? And gets into like a feminine relation. It's this one of them Gemini revelations that I have. You know, Geminis connect. You know, they collect information, and this is something that it just came to me. It's like a download. It's like that little lightning right there, that little lightning streak. It just be hitting me. You know what I'm saying? When I'm meditating on these readings, and that's something that very well could be the dynamic in your relationship. You're a feminine by yourself, he's a masculine by himself. When you come together, you change each other, you switch roles. Look at this. When I just did my hands like that, look at those two hands down at the bottom. You see how those hands did when my hands just did? It be connected. It all be connected. But when you come together and like you just allow your feelings to flow and you just allow your emotions to be what they are, you don't try to, sugarcoat anything. You try to be fair with everything. You don't allow people to get in your ear and tell you, well, this is what should be, like this thing said. Figure it out on your own. Only you know what it is that you feel. You don't have to feel shame and regrets about, or even guilt about being the pursuer. You know what I'm saying? In your relationship, people say, well, if you pursue a man, he gonna treat you like nothing. He not gonna be there for you. He not gonna love you. He gonna run over you. Well, men pursue women all the time, and women will turn around and do the same thing. They will not be there for you. They will play you. They will not love you. That's just the world that we live in currently. So if society is jacked up like that, there really ain't no need for you to be listening to them in terms of your relationship. You have to trust yourself and don't feel no shame about your feelings. Don't be ashamed of, where you invest your energy. You know spiritually how you feel. And I just feel like, yeah, the roles may be reversed in the relationship. That doesn't mean that you are a Bob the Builder woman. It doesn't mean that he is a fuck boy or whatever. It's just that in the relationship, the roles reverse and it actually brings the both of you balance. They begin to understand feminine energy because of you. You begin to understand masculine energy because of him. And while you both still embody your natural energies by yourself, that brings you balance. And when you are in balance within yourself, you can be in balance in your relationship. So that has been your reading, Leo. Very interesting. I like. Aries is next. Aries, let me tell y'all something that I felt for y'all in my pre-shuffle. Just for Aries, because it was an interaction between the Emperor card and the it was an interaction between the Emperor card and the Page of Staffs. Something or someone knocks you straight out of boss mode. They turn you into a little baby back bitch. Whoever it is, somebody, I'm just playing by the bitch part, but somebody really, they they kick you out of emperor mode. You can be a boss everywhere else, but in front of this person, it's almost like you cower or you lose your power. It's rhyme time, eh? But yeah, it's something like I was um I was shuffling and the emperor card kind of got flipped out where I can look at it face up because I shuffle face down. The emperor card got flipped out, but the way I was shuffling, the emperor card faced me, but the other cards I was in mid shuffle, so the other cards was like on top of it. And then I looked at the bottom, and all of a sudden the emperor card that was facing me was gone, and it was a page of staffs at the bottom of the deck. How that happened, I don't know. Defies laws, the physical laws of physics, whatever. Defies. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. And that instance, I was like, that was for Aries. Seeing that Emperor so loud and clear and all his red, and all that fighting he done did. That was for Aries. Somebody knocks you clean off your pedestal. Somebody knocks you clean out of boss energy, and they make you feel like a little boy or a little girl. So let's see what that is about. Oh Lord, you got a two of swords. That's some indecision. Don't want to accept someone else's side of the story. What is it? Needing some support. Oh, it's indecision. Oh Lord. It's heavy too. The indecision is weighing on you, just not knowing. I think the indecision is influenced by you just not being sure of something. You like to be 100% sure. That's just a part of your strategy to not make a move until you're 100% sure. And you're tired of being not 100% sure because it's been quite some time. And I feel like for a little bit, you were just going on a wing and a prayer, um, just praying for something, kind of hoping and having faith and believing that it would happen. But because Venus is conjuncting Pluto and Saturn, we're starting to look for realistic, signs and stuff. We're starting to look for realistic evidence. That's Saturn. That's the planet of like material things and working hard for a goal and discipline is matched up with Pluto, which is like power struggles. So if you don't see something that is a definite for you, you feel like you lose your power by believing in it. And then we have Venus, on top of those two. And it's just like in love, if you're not seeing it in a concrete way, you don't want to believe it because you don't want to end up looking stupid. And it's weighing on you heavy that you don't have definite answers. Aries, po babies, usually you'll be in that emperor position, like, yeah, I know what's going on. I can peep game. I see what's happening. I done ran that game before, so I know the game. I think you've met your match. You done ran up on somebody who may have a little bit more game than you, and it scares you because you are wondering if they are playing that game with you. But I feel like you are about to be let in on what's going on. We have the judgment card here. I feel like you're about to understand what's going on. It's about to make itself known with this full moon. And we have a six of staffs at the bottom, marching forward victoriously. Now let's see how you march forward victoriously or why it is that you're marching forward victoriously after a long battle. So it's been a long time of you just not really knowing what was going on with this person, not really understanding their side of the story or their story. Oh, two of cups, you ain't going nowhere. Or if you do go somewhere, it'll be right into a relationship that you feel equal in. But no, you ain't going nowhere because this is the two of cups and the knight of pentacles. So this is indicating a relationship that's been in the making for a long time. It's been in the works for a long time. Bringing it all back together. Cha. I think you just really met your match. Like you may be used to being like the emperor, being the more assertive one, maybe being the aggressive one too, the aggressor in a relationship, or the one who gets to call all the shots. And then you met somebody who had a game plan that might be more strategic than yours. hmm You met somebody who got more game than you, Aries. That's all that is. That's the devil card and the seven of swords. The seven of swords can usually indicate some type of dishonesty or just maybe lying by omission, not telling the whole story. Somebody that you're attached to, you didn't feel like was telling the whole story. And that could just have been, you being suspicious. I feel a lot of suspicious energy here. And I don't even think it's the person. Let's see, this says make it rain. Ooh, dollar signs. I don't feel like it's the person. I feel like it's you. Because you can't figure them out, you automatically are suspect. Now, this person may be somebody who's really into, themselves. They have a full life. They are a hustler, an entrepreneur, um, could be a sex worker, somebody who just, they make money a very big issue in their life. And for people like that, a lot of the times they are very popular or they are able to run game. They do have that mouthpiece, they do have that talk game because they use it to hustle, they use it to make money. And something in you is like, probably because of the mess that you done did in the past yourself, you look at them like, nah, they got too much game. They trying to run game on me. But That's you. That's a reflection of you. That isn't that person. And even if they do run game on other people, they're not running it on you. They're not running it on you. Everything here is pretty much pure except the devil and the seven of swords. But this is the game. This is the mouthpiece. This is that being able to talk themselves into and out of anything. And before you came across this person, you were the best talker that you knew. You were the best slickster that you knew. And then you ran across this person, and like I said, you're not the emperor no more. They turned you into the page of staffs. You went from the boss of the bosses to the intern with this person. And that's what the issue really is. So if you're tired of being in this place of indecision, stop being suspicious, because your suspicions come from the things that you yourself have done. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be suspicious. They come from the things you yourself have done or things that you would do. Because sometimes you can be faithful, but in your mind, you'd be like, yeah, look at the dude over there, sexy. Like if he hollered at me, he can get it. Some people think like that. They are physically loyal, but mentally, their little minds be roaming everywhere. So, whatever this energy that you have yourself, Mr. Conqueror, Mrs. Conqueror, Emperor, who can have anything and anyone, usually you've come across somebody who can also have anything or anyone. And it kind of scares you, but you don't have to be in this energy. You don't have to stay stuck in that anymore. Because at the Gemini full moon, you get your enlightenment. I feel like something that you have been like just craving to know for a long time, some clarity that you've been wanting for a long time, you finally get it. Maybe you are invited somewhere around your person's people, family or something, and they tell you, dang, I ain't never seen so and so act like this, like you got his head gone, or I've never seen her, this invested in a relationship. And then you come to realize that all along you were you were that person. You were in love with them, or they were in love with you. You were just too busy being suspicious of them because of that trait that they have of being able to game something or being able to finesse a situation. And you were aware of what damage a person can do with their finesse game because you've used your own finesse game before. So this is just an energy of you being able to see yourself and realizing that that is your twin. That is absolutely your twin. They will hold a mirror up to you, and it's up to you to be able to accept and move past what you see in that mirror. So that has been your reading, Aries. We're gonna move on to Sagittarius now. All right, fire with the fire readings. We got 2250 for Sag. We'll get started. All right, Sagittarius. Last but definitely not least, you are the opposite of Gemini. So let's see how this energy of the full moon will be affecting you. Sagittarius, Gemini, full moon. These have been some juicy little readings. I like it. I like it. All right, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. At the Gemini full moon. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. Aces are always good. Always good. We're going to keep pulling some cards and see what this is about. Positive investment. Wherever you have been investing your love, you about to hit that good jackpot. Wherever you have been investing your emotions, things are about to go up for you, Sagittarius. Things are about to go up. You made a good choice with this one. We all know Sagittarius sometimes don't make the best decisions in relationships. It's not always the best decision. And I'm a Sagittarius midheaven, so this is how people see me. When I talk about Sagittarius, I talk about how the general public look at me. Don't always make the best decisions in terms of love. But this one right here, this the one. This the one. This is the one. it's okay. The Page of Cups, it may still be a little early in it. You may be just now realizing because with all of these cards, the Ten of Cups indicates longevity, the Seven of Coins, longevity, the Ace of Coins only comes after something is, proven itself worthwhile. So this time when I see the Page of Cups, I don't think of some lowly person. I think of you just now getting to the point of realizing that, yeah, this is real, that this is something you can be vulnerable about, a place that you can let yourself open up and be free for the first time, because the page is not used to, really giving a whole lot of emotional investment. They're very new to it. The pages are just learning. You're just learning a love like this, but it's a good one. I feel like at the Gemini new moon, you'll see that, okay, okay, I made a good little decision this time. I picked the right one. We drafted a winner. Let's see what else we can clarify. Knight of Swords. So some type of communication around full moon time will be letting you know that. Oh, communication that you hadn't known prior. I have been saying that the Gemini full moon, Gemini being twins, it brings you two sides of the story. I call the two sides the known and the unknown. We have a side of the story that we know because we perceived it. Then you have an unknown side of the story that you don't know because I don't care who they are, you'll never 100% know anybody, even your twin, because they're a whole different person, a whole different energetic entity, a whole different energetic signature. And you will never intimately know someone else the way you intimately know yourself. So there's some energy or something, some communication that wasn't as open as you would have liked, or something that was hidden from you. I feel like a conversation is going to be had, a message is going to be sent, a letter is going to be received, something that kind of lets you in on that very sudden energy. Very big breakthrough. Very, very big breakthrough, Sagittarius. And sudden too. Okay, so now I have the Knight of Swords. Let me pull some more and see what's up with that. Oh, Lord. Okay, two things. Because at first, when I saw this, the Tower and the Knight of Swords, I mean, the Nine of Swords right behind it, my first thing was, oh my God, I hope somebody doesn't break up with the other person, you know, before, before, they let the relationship go out. But then I have the King of Wands who comes in and exerts energy. So I feel like for a time when there was that period of you being uncertain or not knowing if you made the right decision in love, or before you got to this place of having the realization that, oh, okay, maybe this is real, the communication probably wasn't the best. Um, but for some reason, you still felt so much love for this person. Oh, if you were waiting for a sign, well, here it effing is. What in the hell are you waiting for? Get that done. All this cursing, good Lord. Okay, so like I was saying, for a time you weren't sure of anything because the communication just wasn't really all of that. Then all of a sudden something happens around this full moon time. And it's like the realization that you come to is like, okay, things were on the up and up. I didn't have evidence, but I believed. See, a lot of Sagittarius are very spiritual people. They can believe on something and bring it into existence just off the strength of their faith, off the strength of their belief in it. It will come to pass. That's where a lot of people consider Sagittarius to be lucky. No, I'm not lucky. I'm blessed. Ain't that what the great Sag Nicki Minaj says? I'm not lucky. I'm blessed. You believe in something so much, you put that energy into it so much that it has no choice but to come to fruition. And for a long time, you were believing in something that you could not see. That's faith, right? That's what it is. Well, boom. Something happens and someone comes in and they ease that worry, or some communication comes from your person that eases that worry. Yeah. See, this card isn't really, this isn't, I didn't really look at this card to tell you something. The period that I'm talking about, there was like a breakdown. Okay, so as I was saying, there was a period of the relationship where the communication wasn't that great. I feel like Sagittarius, you know how fast you'll move on from somebody. You were about ready to dip because you were like, okay, I believed in something this long. What else can I do? You feel me? Like I've been there, I've stuck in there, I've been sweet, I've been good. I ain't accused you of nothing. I haven't really been trying to, be suspicious of you about nothing. I've been supportive, I've been nice, I've been loving. And the communication ain't getting no better. The connection ain't really, it ain't really moving to the next level because you can't move it to the next level without communication. I feel at one point you may have even got bored, and that's probably the worst thing you can do to a Sagittarius is make them bored. So at the point of like boredom, it's like, you know what? I stopped texting. I stopped stalking. I stopped checking on that person. It was just like I just stopped. You just quit. I feel like that was the tower moment. Because you want to spend your time and energy on something that you felt was worthless or worth it. And you were feeling like the connection at a point was worthless. Like it had got to a point where it went from the 10 of cups all the way down to a page of cups. Like you had been knocked down. It's feeling like you had been knocked down. But I do feel like something is gonna happen because of that break in communication. Somebody will finally get up the nerve because sometimes it takes for you to break somebody down to the point of anxiety and depression before they will put their big boy pants on and come say what they need to say. And I feel like that's the energy that's happening here for you, Sagittarius. But overall, it's a good investment that you made in the time that you did invest all of that energy, all of that love, all of that, whatever you gave to this person. And yeah, the communication wasn't all that for a minute, but after they come through, after the breakdown, and they come back and let you know, look, boom, 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 this is how I feel, boom, boom, boom. You can't just, you can't just up and leave and leave me sick like that. After they have a good song cry moment with you, shout out to the Sagittarius, Jay Z. After they have a song cry moment, it's like, okay, things get back in order, and you realize, well, this was a good thing to believe in. This was a good thing to have faith in. And I'm glad that I did, believe in it for so long because now I'm in a place where we tight, we solid, and I can, open up and be vulnerable. You feel what I'm saying? So that is what the two sides of the story is for you during this Gemini full moon. You didn't exactly know it was going to work out. You just believed in it. But the unknown is that it definitely was working. Your investment, your emotional investment was working for you. And now it's like, what they waiting on? You stop talking to them like that, and they got to come on in. They've been waiting on a sign. They will definitely get it at this Gemini full moon. Okay. So, Sagittarius, that was your reading, and I am done, son, with the Gemini full moon readings. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.